We're back at my favorite place in the Valley, Revival Stores. This time, literally giving you a behind-the-scenes look at what happens when you choose to donate your pre-loved merchandise. We're gonna go into the warehouse, we're gonna meet some of the volunteers who process the donations. Come with me and let's take a look. Okay, we're taking our first stop back here in a magical place called the Revivals Warehouse, where we're going to be talking to some of the volunteers who make that magic happen. Our first stop is in the luggage department with volunteer Steven Schumann. Tell me about the craziest thing that you found when somebody's donated luggage.
The most interesting thing that I can share with you is that one day I open up every piece of luggage before it goes on the floor, clean them all out, and I found European euros and gave it to the management, and it turned out to be over $3,000 converted to US dollars in money.
That's great. So then what did they do with that? Did that end up going to support the comprehensive health care that DAP Health serves?
It all goes into the DAP Health Kitty.
All right, next stop in the magical place we call the Revivals Warehouse is the lighting department. I'm here with Mark, the volunteer who manages this department. And Mark, I think it's safe to say that you light up my life.
And you light up mine, thank you.
Tell me about the work that you do in this department. I see all of these lamps here in all different states of distress or undress. What do you do in this department?
Well, my whole goal is to not waste anything. So when a lamp comes in and maybe it has a broken shade, we can replace it with a different one. Obviously light bulbs, sometimes they come in with frayed cords, so I can change those out. My goal is not to waste anything. So even if I do wind up having to throw a lamp away, there's always something from that lamp that I can save, whether it be a fennel, whether it be a harp, light bulb, something, so as little goes into the trash as possible. But we get a lot of very, very fabulous older lamps. This one has a cloth cord, so I'm guessing it's probably from the 60s or 70s.
Okay.
Beautiful glass lamp came in with this shade. I tested it out, put a light bulb in, gonna attach the shade and get it on the floor, and then I'm sure it'll be gone within a matter of hours.
Are all lamps tested at Revivals before they go on the sales floor?
Absolutely. We don't put anything out that I have not tested to make sure, or one of the people here tested to make sure that it works properly.
That's incredible. Okay, it's time for Pillow Talk. We're with Mark, a volunteer who's donated over 1,000 hours of his time to make an impact in the community. How did you get started volunteering in this department?
Nobody else was doing it, so I decided there's a need to come over here.
Every single department that is having a large increase this year, it's directly because of the volunteer in that store, like you, who's taking care of the merchandise. You must get a lot of really interesting pillows in this department. What was the most interesting design or statement pillow you've gotten donated?
I think a glass beaded pillow. It's like hand beaded with little glass crystals.
Oh, wow. I'm here with Bob.
Howdy.
Howdy. Bob's been volunteering for almost 15,000 hours, donating his time and talent to Revivals, but he's got a very specific talent that you've been bringing to this organization for many, many years. Tell me about that.
All right, I started volunteering for Revivals in 2006, and the first day on the job, the general manager of the store came to me and said, "Hey, you know, Bob, I noticed your background in electronics and all. We got all this electronic stuff donated. We don't know if it works or not. Do you have some way to test this stuff before we go through the process of putting it out?" "Yeah, sure." And it's developed over the last, 17 years or so.
So when you say testing, you mean more than just plugging in a device to see if it lights up. You're actually putting CDs into the changer.
We're putting CDs into changers, DVDs into DVD players, test the remote controls if they come in without remote controls. Same thing with these guys. We have a backlog of remote controls and try to match them up.
Sustainability is on the top of everyone's mind right now. Are you thinking about that when you're testing and getting things out on the floor?
Absolutely. We recycle an awful lot of the stuff that comes in that doesn't work. Our main goal here in the electronics shop is to put out on the shelves of the Revival stores electronics that are good, usable, tested.
So if you're shopping at Revivals and you're in the electronics department and you see this sticker, it means that you can trust that someone, Bob or someone else, has tested that merchandise so that you can have the confidence to take it home knowing it's going to work the way you want it to work. Revivals couldn't raise the funds it raises without generous community members like you who choose to donate to one of their 4 stores. There's 2 easy ways that you can do that. You can go online at revivalstores.com and schedule a donation pickup by one of their brightly colored trucks. There's a second way that you can make an impact by donating, and that's simply to drive up to one of the 4 stores in Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Palm Desert, or Indio, and drop off your pre-loved merchandise. It's an easy way to make an impact in your community because 100% of Revival's profits benefits comprehensive and quality health care at DAP Health.